How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of the Blacktop Ramblings podcast. I'm sitting here with Aaron Dogbite Harris. How you doing, bud?
Good. How are you, buddy?
Good. Let's see.
I'm going to reverse the role on you, too, because we're recording for
we're also
deal.
We're doing what do you call this?
Well, I don't know. I don't really have a name for this, but me and my buddy Jody have been doing. We did the podcast for a long time, like I was just telling you, called Dog Water Radio, and then we started doing like a video thing called Road Tripping with Dog and Dern, where we would just fucking go around recording us do stupid shit and fucking. Not like jackass stupid, but record us doing some like just going to shows and random stuff.
A little bit of life on the road.
Yeah, I try to get some interviews with people and stuff, when we had the chance to do it. And we've both been kind of busy, so I've been doing just nabbing interviews with people and putting them up on that page. And
nice. And it's filmed, right?
Yeah.
We're on camera.
Yeah, we're
I'm
on
looking
camera.
at myself on camera.
It's not very, just like anything I do, it's not real high quality.
Hey, man.
Yours will probably turn out better.
We can overlay the audio. I can send you the audio file if you want, and then you can. That's on camera.
Actually, that would be cool. I could probably send it to my buddy.
So where can we find this?
We got YouTube pages, Facebook pages. Road Tripping with Dog and Dern.
Road Tripping with Dog and Dern.
Dog and Dern.
Dog. How do you spell Dern?
D-E-R-N.
Dog and Dern. Road Tripping with Dog and Dern. I don't know who Dern is, but
it's my buddy Jody. Blackwater Dern. You might. Yeah,
I think I've met him. Right on. Cool. Well, we are here in Ione.
Yep, Ione, Oregon.
Very, very small town in the middle.
Even smaller than Hebner.
Yeah.
For those of you that have been.
In the middle of nowhere. He told me how to get here. Told me the address, and I started following my GPS and lost cell service rapidly. Out in the middle of nothing. I'm like, there's a town out here?
What service? Who do you go through?
Straight Talk.
Oh, really? Yeah, there ain't fucking Straight Talk out
Well, I think they use, like, the AT&T.
Do they? Okay, so you probably get it, like, in pockets, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but as soon as I got more than, like, 5 miles off I-84, it was gone.
Yeah, like, Verizon does good out here, and AT&T does pretty good, too, but it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of patchy.
But yeah, man, I was out here in the middle of nowhere. So here we are in Ione, which is a little town. What are we, like 25 miles off the I-84 or something like that?
Probably a little further than that. Okay. It also depends on which freeway exit, because there's another freeway exit up this highway too. That's probably about 30 miles.
Try to keep that mic real close.
Okay,
there you go.
You're about 30 miles either way.
So we're out here in Eastern Oregon, about an hour west of Pendleton ish.
Yeah.
So we're out here. We're out here in the northeastern part of the state. And just did a show last night with Aaron in La Grande, Oregon, which is on the other side of the Blue Mountain Summit, about an hour east of Pendleton.
Oh, man, I got caught in the nastiest rainstorm I've ever frickin' been in coming home last night. It was insane.
It was raining hard last night, man.
I felt like I was driving through a fucking lake.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was intense.
That's a gnarly hill too.
Yeah, it's only like 30 miles, but it's like it feels like it takes forever. I was like, so my anxiety was so high by the time I got to Pendleton.
Jeez, so to explain for the folks, like the summit from Pendleton or from La Grande back over to Pendleton, it's not too bad until you get to the top of the hill, and then you start coming down this insane. Incline, decline, if you will.
Yeah, and going up, it's pretty insane too, depending on what time of year it is.
A lot of switchbacks, and like, I don't know, like a 6 or 7% grade.
Probably.
I think I saw 2 or 3 runaway truck ramps.
Oh yeah. There's probably, I think I counted 3 last night.
Yeah. When
I came down.
So you're on a highway, an interstate highway that normally has a speed limit of 70 miles an hour. That's got big signs for like 45 mile an hour corners. Yeah. I imagine that was probably a little hairy in the dark and in the pouring down rain.
Yeah. It was, and it was raining. It was so hard. I mean, I've driven all over the place, and I don't think I've ever. Maybe I was in a monsoon once in Arizona during the summertime. I just compare it to that.
Just pull over.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of those in like South Dakota and in Colorado, and it's
you just
pull over and hang out for a minute. But So, well, that was good of you to come out and do the show and to set that up for me. I got the royal treatment apparently and got a fancy, fancy is a term I use very loosely in this case, but a room at the Travel Lodge in LeGrand. It was nice. It was a real clean, nice room, but it was definitely not the Ritz-Carlton.
Well,
I understand being a family man, and when you're so close to home. I know what it's like when I get shit all the time from people for bailing after a show in Medford or Eugene or something, or even in if I'm on I-5 and I'm less than 3 hours away from home and I don't have anything to do away from home the next day, I'm just gonna go home.
Yeah, that's
why sleep in the van or on someone's couch or in or wherever when you can go home. If you can make it home, be home, and then just be there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely like that too. I mean, I don't do it as much as I used to because I can't drive as long as I used to. I used to be able to go all night and just, if I was driving, I was awake, but I was coming down I-84 one time and passed out behind the wheel, and I was like, all right, well, I need to be more careful.
You nodded off.
Yeah. Hit the rumble strip.
I was going to say, how'd you wake up?
Hit the rumble strip and freaked out, and I was like, that was the day I was like, okay, things are changing. I'm getting too old for this shit, I guess.
If you're tired, just pull over. I mean, like I said,
I was so close too because I lived in Pendleton at the time. I was coming down off the hill there.
So you're just like 15, 20 miles from home.
Just like I was almost at the prison. And I'm like, oh,
dude, that's the worst. I've been there myself where you're on the road I've been on the road for hours. I remember I was coming back from Muddy Roots this last year.
Oh, really?
And I made it I had a couple of shows in Fort Collins, Colorado. On my way back, and I did a couple days there, and then I got up and I took off after my show and headed as far as I could, and then I think I made it a ways, and then I slept, but I ended up making it all the way back home from Colorado in like 2 days. I think
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I rolled from Colorado or from Fort Collins all the way to the Utah border, and got like just over the Utah border, slept for like 6 hours, and then rolled from just outside of Salt Lake City all the way back to Roseburg, Oregon, which is, I mean,
that's a good stretch.
It's a long fucking way.
Yeah.
About 900 miles, 1,000 miles or something like that from Utah or from Salt Lake to Roseburg. And I was fine, man. No, you know what? That might be, I can't remember. I've done these road trips so many times. All I do remember is it's always that last like 45 minutes. And you're just like, I'm so close.
Yeah.
And you can't.
Well, shit, even about 20 miles outside Pendleton, I knew I was struggling, so I pulled over and got out, stretched out real quick.
Oh, yeah?
And then it didn't fucking matter. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I could drive for fucking ever and not fucking fall asleep. And then I finally did it.
I know I've had to do it a few times where I was coming from somewhere south, like Central California or something like that, and got to like the Seven Feathers Casino in Canyonville, which is, it's got to be like 18 miles south of my house.
Yeah.
And then like, I have to pull over. Like, get out, pull over, go walk into the casino, go to the bathroom, get a cup of coffee, come back, sit in the car, and end up like listening to a radio show or falling asleep listening to Coast or something like that. Wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, like, seriously? I fucking couldn't make it home. But that's just the truth of the matter, folks. If you're tired, pull over.
Yeah.
Don't drive drowsy. I've had a handful of friends who didn't, and they fucked up. You know?
Yeah.
Brooke Blanche.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. I talked to him about it a couple times, and he was telling me, I think there was one trip he was making, he ended up falling asleep at the wheel like 2 or 3 separate times.
Really? He was probably shit-faced, too.
But he woke up in a ditch, like driving down the highway in the fucking grass median, and was like, ooh, fuck. And, I mean, it's bad news, man.
Yeah.
So don't do it. Bring a pillow.
And a blankie.
Yeah, always. I always got the bed in the back. So.
Yeah, it used to be. I mean, it used to be nothing for me to leave a show in Seattle and just drive home. Like, drive 5 hours home.
Yeah.
Go home at like 6 and sleep, you know? But now I'll just crash at somebody's house. And
How old are you now?
I'm 33 now.
You're getting out, yeah. As soon as you cross that threschol, man, it's
30s is different.
Fuck, dude, it's a whole.
And you feel it coming too. It's like when I was like 28, I'm like, what the fuck's happening to me?
Start finding hair in places you didn't have it before.
Yeah.
Finding less of it in other places.
Yeah.
Starts changing color.
Yep.
Yeah. It's rough. I don't hardly ever drink. I don't drink anymore.
Yeah, I do every once in a while.
I'll have like last night. The guy's like, hey, you want a beer? I was like, oh, that's Scottish Ale. It looked really good, sounded good. So I got. I don't even know if it was a full pint. It might have been an actual pint, and that was it. Like the show was done. And we're packing up, and I'm like,
that's good.
Pressuring myself to drink the last quarter of it. And I'm like, fuck, come on, dude. But the guy was like, hey, you want to go out for a drink? And I was like, no, I'm not really a drinker anymore. Like, point to the half full beer that I've had for the last 2.5 hours. But yeah, your bodies just can't handle stuff the same way that they used to. You got to start taking care of. I try and eat well. I go to the gym. I don't drink anymore. Trying to take care of getting 8 hours of sleep a night as much as I can. It's stupid.
I was probably a little healthier when I was drinking. I was more active, but so I was out doing shit all the time.
You numb. You couldn't feel it, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I've gotten a little bit softer. I need to start hitting the gym too.
Well, you know.
Yeah, most people feel the benefits of getting sober, like not me.
Well, yeah. It comes at a price, though. I know that it's a lot harder for me to spend time in the bars.
That was huge when I quit doing it all the time. Like, and I went cold turkey. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good, man.
But I went cold turkey for about a year, and then I was kind of like, I wasn't really like an alcoholic, and I like beer. So, like, every once in a while it'll be good, you know, and I probably am a little looser with that now. But I was heading down a bad road, and I could see it, and I kind of inadvertently stopped. So I was like, I'm just going to stay stopped. But that was big for me, was when trying to play shows and be sober and be social, and it still doesn't work out that well.
It's a rough transition to make. The last time I was drunk was... I want to say June 6th of 2017. I played a show with Bob Wayne.
That's who got me sober.
Yeah, right?
I went on tour with Bob and got sober.
I did a show with Bob Wayne in... I'm trying to remember the name of the town. It wasn't Lille. It was a town in France. It was last summer while I was on tour in Europe, and we did a show together in France. And nothing happened. It was just I had been dealing with some effects. I don't want to call them side effects. They're just the effects of alcohol on your body. For a while, I had a big swollen lymph node in my neck. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm thinking maybe I've got some kind of infection or cancer. And it was getting to the point that it was starting to put pressure on my windpipe. Yeah, and like during shows, I'm like, God, man, it's fucking with my voice.
Yeah, you can't open your mouth right and shit.
Yeah, it was really uncomfortable, and I Googled it, and everything I saw online was like, you are dying, or you're allergic to something, or you need to stop drinking. And I was like, oh, that might be a thing.
See what happens.
And I wasn't drinking a lot. I was just drinking every day.
Yeah.
It was just, it was... I was on tour, I was in Europe, and I had been on tour before, and that was just my lifestyle. I'd drink a couple beers a day. And it wasn't like, I'm not talking like a couple of pints of this high gravity fucking IPA or anything. Like, no, I'd come home, I'd crack a Pabst, and I'd have 2 of them. Or I'd have a couple glasses of wine with dinner or something. But it was every day. And it got to the point that I was, headaches every morning, just like a perpetual anxiety that wasn't manageable unless I had a couple of drinks. And so I was like, I got to knock this off. And after that morning, I woke up the next morning and I just felt like such utter dog shit that I needed. I was like, I gotta make a change.
Anytime I drink now, it's almost like it can even almost be like 1 or 2 beers. I wake up the next day and I feel it.
Yeah,
you know?
I was nervous last night after having that one beer. I'm like, am I gonna have a headache? But I didn't. I drank lots of water and I ate a bunch of food and I felt fine. But yeah, man, I had to make the last month. I was 2 months into a 3-month European tour, and I had to make the whole last month of that tour.
That's brutal on its own.
Suddenly sober, and it was a little rough. But one thing I noticed is that after that first week, the social anxiety and like the riveting irritability that I was experiencing all day long stopped. Mm-hmm. That went away, and it made it a lot easier to deal with. The transition into the evening and dealing with sound guys and venue owners. And I just was like, okay, take a deep breath. And I started feeling better. And I had been working out previous to that, but not as religiously as I wanted to. And as soon as I got back to the States, man, it was just, that was my replacement for the drinking. Instead of coming home after doing a job or doing work or whatever and cracking a couple beers, and then starting to make dinner, I'd come home, change my clothes, and I'd go to the gym. It's like 5 blocks from my fucking house, and I'd spend an hour in the gym.
Yeah, I wish we had more shit like that around here, man. It's like
there ain't much out here. You got hay bales,
fucking
farm equipment.
Go to fucking Hermiston to work out, and it's an hour away.
You got lots of hills to run.
Yeah, walking a lot, which I was doing last summer and last fall and into the winter, and it's like I quit doing that because it got shitty and haven't fucking started back up again. And when I quit, I put on even more fucking weight because like my metabolism was like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, you're doing stuff.
No. You're not
going
to do shit? Like, no, I'm going to fuck you over. Like, you're going to be even fatter than you were before you started walking.
Hell, man. We start doing meth. I hear that diet works great.
I'm not going to throw anybody on. I have a family member that does a little meth every once in a while, and she is not skinny at all, so that's kind of a myth.
Well, it's she's not consistent with it. That's the problem.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
You really got to stay on top of that.
Yeah. You got to stay on top of the meth diet.
You want to reap the full benefits. It's got to be an everyday kind of deal. You can't be fucking eating and like going to work and things like that. You got to be staying up all night fixing your neighbor's VCR that wasn't broken. That he didn't want you to fix.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, it was a rough transition. But once I got back, staying on top of my exercise routine and like focusing on what I'm eating more, it's helped. And it's not even like I didn't even start. I wasn't doing it for my body image. It's like I'm a skinny motherfucker. I always will be. Yeah, it was for health. It was I don't really give a shit.
That's mine too. I'll never be skinny probably, but fuck, I don't want to be this fat anymore.
Right. Yeah, I'm 35 years old. Just a skosh over 6'1", and I'll be goddamned if I weigh 176 pounds.
Yeah.
And like people are like, I'm skinny my whole life. You'll fill out someday, and it's like, well, I'm getting close to being dead, so if we can do that anytime soon, that'd be great. But it's just I'm never gonna be a bodybuilder. I'm never gonna be a big guy.
Yeah.
It's it's all about how you feel. And when people if people give you shit about why are you lifting weights, it's like because I want the things that I do in my life that I enjoy to be easier.
Yeah.
When I have to pick up a transmission and hoist it up underneath a car, I don't want to be struggling so bad. I don't want to go and do something fun and then hurt the next day.
Yeah.
And that's like, I'm feeling it. My knees are bad. My knees, my shoulders, and my wrist are like, they're shot.
My shoulders are really shitty, and I think it's honestly just from how I slept on them for so many years. I've noticed that over the last couple of years, because I always sleep with my arm out. So like, in my head on it.
I'll notice that too for myself. If you wake up and you tweaked. Like a while ago, I slept on a weird pillow one night. Yeah. And I fucking had like the gnarliest kink in my neck for like a week and a half. Like one night of sleep on an odd shaped pillow screws me up that bad. I used to fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah.
I'd pass out in somebody's someone's kid's little chair,
sitting up straight up in a van.
Yeah. And it was fine.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. But it's all just about living your life and making the life that you're living more enjoyable. And at some point you have to start making sacrifices, it seems like, because you have to outweigh the greater good.
But, well, and I think that you have to recognize when your body's slowing down.
100%.
You know, there's shit that you can do in your 20s and your teenagers, and it's not going to affect you, but there's going to come a point for most people that you're going to have to push yourself a little harder, you know?
Yeah, you can't live off of macaroni and cheese and PBR.
Exactly.
It doesn't work.
It's like that shit tears you up after a while of eating it, you know, and drinking and doing whatever, you know?
And I think that's what it really comes down to, is that you're, you know, like with the not drinking, it's reducing inflammation in the body. It's taking things that are not helping and are actually making the little issues worse. And it's like, my knees probably wouldn't hurt as bad if I wasn't constantly throwing fucking irritating things at it.
Yeah, and driving
and drinking. That's true.
I'll tell you, I think a lot of my hip and knee problems is from driving so damn much.
Really? Yeah, cruise control is a lifesaver.
Yeah, I never use it because I always seems like anytime I put it on, I have to fucking take it off. So I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah, I try to use it when I'm on long drives. It's just putting that on there and then just being able to change positions a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize that I was getting so stiff until I moved. But taking those rests and whatnot. Anyhow, I feel like we've gotten off on a little bit of it. So welcome to your health body after your health.
Yeah, and I have no 30. Fucking right talking to anybody about their fucking health. I'm fucking terrible. I did quit smoking. It's been a year since I quit smoking.
Yeah, you still on that?
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. Good job. That shit is fucking awful. You hear that, France? Everybody in France quit smoking. That shit sucks. There, huh? Everybody does. See, like the hottest, like the most beautiful, elegant, stylish Parisian woman, or not even Parisian, French woman, whatever you've ever seen in your entire life. And she just walks in, the whole room stops, and then she pulls out a cigarette. And she rolls her own cigarette and lights it up. Like, what the fuck? Everybody over there does it. It's crazy. It's just ingrained in the culture. But I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but like, they're all skinny, I guess. You know, just live off like wine, cheese, bread, dried meat, and cigarettes. But it's really difficult for me because I don't smoke. I've never really been a smoker. I smoked for a little bit when I was a forest firefighter.
Yeah.
The only reason I started that was because the first couple fires I was on were in New Mexico and Colorado, and we were up at like 9,000 to 10,000 feet of elevation.
Jesus.
And I was, you're struggling. You come from 700 feet above sea level, and then you're up there in the fucking Rockies trying to hump a fucking Pulaski up a hill. And some of the guys were like, you need to chew or smoke a cigarette. The nicotine
calms your lungs down.
Well, it helps circulate the oxygen. It
really?
opens up your blood vessels, your capillaries, and then it accelerates your heart rate a little bit, and it gets the oxygen going through your system faster, and it works. It's weird. So I chewed a little bit, which I really couldn't hang with. It was too rough on the gut.
Yeah, it's bad on the guts.
Yeah, I hated it. But so I would smoke when I was out there, but then the fire season stopped, and it was. I just didn't smoke anymore. I never got hooked on it, but I hated it. I never liked it.
Yeah.
And so it's always been difficult for me to be in close quarters with people who do smoke. I mean, I grew up playing music, so I'm used to it and I deal with it. But in America, we don't hardly have smoking bars anymore. In the last 5 years,
they've really went away for the most part.
Yeah, I think it was. I know I worked in a bar in Portland in 2007, and they were still smoking. It wasn't until like 2008 or something.
I think that's it. I'm trying to think. I was in Eugene when it happened, and I turned 21, and Eugene had already made it a town thing.
Right.
And I was a smoker then, so I was pissed. Like, you fucking hippies. Fucking. Well, what really pissed me off, though, was like, so all these bars went out and made special smoking patios.
Yeah.
And then the fucking people started bitching because they couldn't be on the smoking patios because they made these really cool smoking patios with like pool tables and jukeboxes.
Oh.
So then they're like, well, we want to go on the smoking patios too. So then it was like
no smoking everywhere.
Tightened it up to where like you have to be like certain length away from the building, and it can't be underneath the cover. And shit.
If you can't handle it, don't go to a fucking
That's
bar.
kind of what my grandma fucking said the same thing. Like,
well, and that's just it. It's like I don't smoke.
Yeah.
I don't like being around cigarette smoke. I'm still going to tour in France.
Yeah, and it doesn't bother me now. Like, it didn't take long for me to get used to the fact. And it wasn't long after that the whole state went non-smoking.
Right.
Too.
So, like I said, we've gotten used to it, kind of. So, it is a little bit of a shock when I go
it doesn't
over
bug
there.
me anymore. And even when I was smoking, it didn't bother me to go outside.
But when I go over to Europe and then everyone is like sort of kind of not smoking in the bar. It's like they're real fast and loose with it. But then as soon as like bar time closes, they close, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of, which means like if you're in the bar, you're good. And so they just shut, they just shut the door.
It's like small town shit.
Fuck, dude, except it's in like every big city. Yeah, they're just like, all right, it's 1 a.m. No more smoke or no more bar time.
No, they shut the door.
So they just close the door, and then everyone, as soon as the door's closed, then everyone lights up, and everyone just hangs out, and everyone who's in the bar gets to keep smoking. You're like, how is this better? So it's a little rough to get used to, but it's all right. It's fine. It's just funny.
Yeah.
But good on you, man. I highly encourage anyone who's considering giving up cigarettes to just fucking do it. What does it do for you? You don't.
Yeah, that was the thing, and it's like,
it's not good.
Does it help make your? It doesn't, like, when I was pissed off, it didn't even make me less pissed off. Really, you know. Like, it's like, I'm just going to get mad and smoke a cigarette, you know? And then it's like, I'm still pissed off, so I'll smoke 3 more and then not be pissed off and just be pissed off with fucking sore throat and lungs, you know? And
right, you might as well be flipping a coin. It's a
throwing the goddamn money away.
And it is. It's expensive now. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know exactly, but I imagine it's at least $6 to $7 a pack.
Yeah, it's about $6 a pack.
If you're smoking one of those every day, that's, you know, 6 times 7 is, what is it? Fucking a lot.
Yeah.
42 or something.
Spend a couple $100 a month on cigarettes.
Yeah, that's exactly it. A couple $100 a month on cigarettes, and you're not reaping any positive benefit from it. It's not doing anything. And it's like, not that booze is great for you, but like at least people seem to enjoy themselves when they're catching a buzz. If you're spending let's say $6 a day on booze. I mean, you play your cards right, that's 3 pints of beer.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever the case may be, and it's like you can catch a pretty good buzz off that. You know, I'll carry you for a while, and if that's your thing or whatever the case, whatever it is. But so I've never understood that about cigarettes. It's just like,
daughter's home, I think. That's all good.
Kids are here, but yeah. So congratulations, man. Good on you. Did you just drop it, or did you have to do something to help?
I fucking did Chantix, which was bad, really. I mean, it's the worst.
Chantix or whatever, right?
It's the worst way you can quit.
Did you kill anybody?
Oh, no. I actually did. So I've done it twice.
Okay.
The first time, I got really, really weird. And then the second time, I was kind of scared to do it. But the second time, it wasn't so bad.
When you said you got weird, how do you mean?
Like, I mean, you know, I wasn't bad, like, suicidal bad, like they say. Mm-hmm. Like, I just felt like I was walking around in a fucking dream.
Just a kind of a fog?
Yeah.
Which is weird, right? Like, how is that? It's so strange.
Yeah, it's a fucking antidepressant, is what it is.
Okay, so it's just playing on
I'm trying to think of
serotonin
yeah,
levels.
I'm trying to think of what it's compared to, and I should know because I fucking worked in mental health for quite a while.
Is it what do they call this, like an SSRI or whatever it is?
Yeah, secure residential. Well, I don't know. They call it a few different.
No. The drug. It's like it fucks with your receptors.
I think so. I'm sure that's what it does, and then also it just makes it taste fucking terrible. I mean,
really?
Yeah, most people who smoke. I mean, I kind of like the taste of it. A lot of people fucking hate it, but like I kind of did like the taste of it. But it makes it fucking taste terrible.
No kidding.
Yeah, and then it gives you cotton mouth. And the thing with me too is I felt like I wasn't getting any of the positive benefits from it. Like I wasn't getting.
So you weren't enjoying.
Yeah, I wasn't getting any nicotine buzz, from it. And I took them for a lot longer last time though. I took them probably for a month the first time I did it and then quit.
Uh-huh.
And I probably took them for 3 months. And finally I was like, I got to the point where I was still smoking and still getting shit. But I was like, I gotta fucking quit one of these. Like this is fucking stupid. I have to fucking quit one of these.
Taking the drug that's supposed to make you quit, but also fucks you up.
Yeah.
And then not quitting. Yeah.
So I just quit.
I've heard, I don't know the real science behind this, but I've heard that nicotine's actually only addictive if it's inhaled.
Really?
Yeah, that it's not.
I think that's true. I got pretty hooked on chewing for a while.
I think it's habit forming, but it's not physically addictive, is what I've heard. Which is why like the patches and the gum and stuff work, is because you're taking in the nicotine to curb the dependent cravings, and you do that long enough until your body like sort of gets over the dependent phase of the cigarettes, and so you like break the addiction. And then it's just a matter of breaking the habit.
Well, I think the nicotine's addictive too, but the habit's just as addictive. So I think it just makes it easier. Because I'll tell you, when I was chewing, because I tried chewing gum before I did the Chantix, and it didn't fucking help shit.
It didn't work?
No, and then chewing actual tobacco, I mean, that didn't fucking help shit.
So this time when you actually cut it, you did the Chantix, which is it's a pill, right? Or is it a patch?
it's a pill.
It's a pill.
Yeah.
So you did the Chantix and then quit. And then just wean yourself off the medicine, and it's all good now.
Yeah,
right on. Straight from the horse's mouth.
But yeah, it's not for everybody though, and I mean, I think it's made me a little different. I think too, especially
really?
after the first time I did it too, I don't think I've ever like felt the same. I guess.
No kidding, like a permanent readjustment.
I think so.
Wow.
A little bit. So
trippy. Fucking, I was just bitching about all the pharmaceuticals in my last
Dude,
podcast.
Pharmaceuticals are fucking motherfuckers,
TV
dude.
commercial comes on, like, do you feel anxious occasionally?
Oh, yeah.
Does the weather bother you sometimes when it's bad? We got a fucking bill for that.
And, you know, like, we talked a little bit last night, but I fucking just quit working for a mental health facility for 5 years or so, and I just got my 5-year pen and dropped it, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to fucking get into that whole thing. But I'll tell you, like, watching the whole system and how it works is so fucking frustrating.
Oh, I imagine.
Just, like, they don't fucking give a shit about the side effects of these fucking drugs.
Well, and that's the thing. It's, again, like, the side effects. Like, they got to stop calling them side effects. It's just the effects of the drug. Like they pretend like effects, and it's like, you need the effects of a fucking drug. Like, it's just
there's if somebody's experienced it, there's 90% chance somebody else is
right, and it's just like, no, man. Like, it's like, why do you drink booze? Because I like the effect it has on me. Why do you sometimes not drink booze? I don't like the side effects. Like a hangover and vomiting. No, those are just the effects of too much alcohol.
It just happens.
It's just, and that's what they keep pushing that, like side effects may include. And it's like, they're not side effects, man. They are just the things that particular drug does to you. They may not be the intended consequences, but that's what it is. Like, well, we developed this drug to make your dick hard. It also makes your ass bleed. So that's a side effect. And it's like, no, it's just an effect. Like, this drug will give you a boner and a bloody butt.
Yeah,
that's how it goes.
Well, and it's like there are some serious mental illnesses that need some kind of medication, and
that's true. Like, they're chemical imbalances that people deal with.
Where they hear things, and that's where it really comes into effect. But like I've always argued, especially like in I argue this. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit though, because everybody's trying to blame this and that on all the mass shootings, and I'm not gonna go into gun control or anything like that, but I'm gonna go into the more of the mental health argument on that, and everybody's like, oh, it's a mental health issue. Well, fuck, anybody can be fucking mentally ill these days.
Yeah.
It doesn't take fucking anything.
I think the fact that you're doing something like mowing down a lunchroom full of people is a heavy indication that you have mental instability.
That's like, but they're like, well, you gotta do, take fucking guns from everybody that's mentally ill. I'm like, nobody's gonna have a fucking gun then.
Right. Yeah,
you dig deep enough, everybody's
we're all
depressed.
dealing with something.
Yeah.
We're all mad at dad for something.
Yeah. I mean, there's always, and if you want pills bad enough, like fucking Valium or whatever, there's a way to fucking get them, and they're not going to fight you that hard because all they give a shit about is making money.
Yeah, I mean, there are good physicians out there.
Yes,
there are good health practitioners who
Absolutely.
don't, and I've seen a lot of it because I have a lot of close, intimate ties with people who are involved in healthcare in one way or another, and I've seen it that there's people who care about people, and they want to avoid prescribing painkillers and different things as much as they can. If they're like, hey man, your shoulder's fucked up, I'm not just going to give you a bunch of painkillers and say go about your life as you would. I'm going to say, well, what'd you do to fuck up your shoulder? Let's try and figure out what happened, where the injury came from, put you through some physical therapy, and let's repair the damage so that your shoulder doesn't hurt anymore. And I think that's just a heavy indicator of where we're at as a society. And this is not just America. This is like worldwide. It's like people don't want to fucking work.
No.
If they're like, well, your knee hurts. So what we're going to do is we're going to have you go see a physical therapist 3 times a week for an hour each day, each time. And you're going to have to do that for like 6 weeks, maybe even 3 months, and it's going to be painful, and it's going to be a little torturous, and it's going to be tedious, and you're gonna feel it's going to be difficult. There's going to be mental and physical anguish and strain and difficulty, but eventually you're going to get better, and it's going to be better. And
it might not be perfect, but it's going to be better than eating a bunch of pain pills and letting it get worse.
That's one option, or we can just give you some fucking Percocet and you won't feel it anymore. And be like, oh, there's a pill for that? And it's like, nothing's fixed. You just don't feel it anymore. And that's just all of it, People want life hacks. They want to go on YouTube and figure out the easiest, fastest way to do something. And it's like, is there an easier way to do this? And it's just like, no, dickhead, just fucking do it. Sometimes a ditch just got to be dug.
Yeah.
And if you can't afford a backhoe, you just got to get a shovel and fucking go to work, man. That's just life. That's life in general. You want results, you got to put in the pain.
Yep.
And that's how it is. Speaking of hard work and pain, Aaron here is the man behind the Ruckus in the Boonies music festival that happens in July out here in Heppner, Oregon, in Eastern Oregon. And want to talk to you a little bit about that. I played it last year, the year before, and we'll be doing it this year again for my 3rd time. It's fun. It's small. It's akin to the Muddy Roots kind of thing, but on a much smaller scale. We have similar artists. There's a lot of artists that have done both festivals. But we're talking like what did we have like last year? Maybe like 150 people, something like that.
Yeah, probably. Well, I think there was probably. Depending on the time, I think there's probably... we're probably pushing 250, 300 by the end of the night on Saturday.
Okay, cool.
You're probably close on Friday, though. I bet there's about 150 people on Friday.
And it's spread out over 2 days this time, right?
Yeah.
So Friday evening, and then all day and all night Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. So what? Yeah, just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, this one will probably be our last one in Heppner. A lot of people are kind of upset about that, but it's not that
people are upset that it's not going to be in Heppner anymore?
Well, I think a lot of them are misinterpreting that I'm just going to end it, and I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm not going to end it,
Well, we were talking a little bit last night. You were asking me about the potential for, is there like a campground? Because one of the things about this is nice is you can come out and you hang out, and then there's a campground. You can camp, and it's like a nice little weekend getaway, and it's not too expensive. Your tickets are only like $50 or something.
Fuck yeah, they're cheap. They're pretty damn cheap compared to most music festivals.
100%, man. Very much.
So
it's really reasonable.
This year for 2 days of music and 2 days of camping, it's $50.
That's nothing.
And I was gonna do cheaper, but then I added Bob Wayne to the bill, and so I got like 3 headliners, and I was only gonna have a couple. So I added one, trying to get some more steam going on. So I had to raise the prices a little bit.
Well, think about this: if you were gonna go to a local show that had at a bar in Portland or Eugene or something like that, and it had some decent Bob Wayne or the Pine Box Boys. You're looking at $5, $10 cover, probably a $10
probably
cover.
$10. I mean, the covers are going up quite a bit nowadays. I
Yeah.
see a lot of $20 covers now too, and I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
think
I just was the goddamn Gallows. We're just down with the Copycats and Against the Grain. It was a $25 show.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was in Seattle too. I think but they had a pretty big shindig in Seattle.
But let's pretend it's $10.
Okay.
So you want to go see music on Friday night, it's $10. You want to go see music on Saturday night, it's $10. There's $20 right there. If you also want to camp at a state campground that's adjacent to wherever this thing is, it's going to cost you $14 a night. I think that's the minimum for a state campground. Well, there's $28. There's $48 for 2 nights of camping and two shows.
My markup is $2.
Yeah.
Because if you find your own place to sleep that's not illegal,
right,
you can pay $10 a day. That's kind of what you pay $10 a day flat across the board, and if you need camping, then it's $50 for both days and camping.
And you have to reserve that campground, right? So it's an overhead cost.
Yes.
You're not getting rich.
No, hell
you're not making a bunch of money.
In fact, we squeak by every year. I constantly fucking worry about pissing somebody off.
I see you every time I've been out here.
Every year I walk up to you like, hopefully this is enough to make you happy.
You're stressing about the money, and then the end of it comes, and you're like, whew, okay, we got $18 to put towards next year's promotion.
Yeah, last year. Fuck, I'm still paying off last year actually. So it's an uphill battle for sure. And
a lot of folks, I think are coming to realize that more and more, that these guys who are putting on these independent music festivals they're doing it off the sweat of their own back, and a lot of times, they're taking food out of their own kids' mouths to try and make this stuff work for you guys. So.
I paid a lot of money out of pocket to get this shit going, and I mean, I think it's just I think the location's not as good as it used to be. For a long time, the locals supported it a little more than they do now, and I don't really want to dog my locals because I really I've still got the same core supporters that I always have. It's
a small community, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you talking about?
But a lot of the
500 people.
No, we've got like 1,500. But
yeah, you're not drawn from a real big pool.
No. And a lot of the people come out and just because they want to looky-loo at people and they want to be a part of whatever's going on. But,
sure.
They're not going to pay what that kind of concert's worth because they don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're not fans of the music.
No,
they're just like,
drink beer,
hey, look, the circus is in town.
Yeah, exactly. So, which is great. Thanks for coming to watch the circus. I appreciate it.
I know. I see those well-dressed rodeo boys show up every year, and it's just like, what are they doing here? But hey, I mean, we welcome you. Glad to see you. Have a good time.
That's what I've always said, like, fucking, and that's always irritated me a bit about the whole scene. Right. It's like the fucking guys with the patches on their fucking vests, their cuts.
Right.
That fucking get all pissy when somebody walks in.
The girls walk in with bedazzled jeans. It's just like, hey, man, everybody's here to have a good time.
Yeah, fuck you. And as a musician, I'm like, I want to sell some shirts, motherfucker. Yeah. If that guy likes my shit, I don't care what he's wearing.
Well, I mean, for example, tonight I'm playing at the Hamley Steakhouse and Saloon in Pendleton.
There's a lot of cowboys there.
Oh my God! Every time I play there, I'm just astounded at the type of people who will enjoy the music.
Yeah,
it blows me away because it's not my normal crowd. It's not my normal scene. But I get these guys. I mean, well-dressed folks, older individuals. Mm-hmm. People coming up to me with they are rodeo dudes, like big belt buckles, tight Wranglers, cowboy boots, Stetson hats, button up, pearl snap shirts.
They were having fun last time I was there, though.
Yeah, and they dig it, and so it's not. That's one thing that philosophers and people have said for centuries is that music knows no language boundaries. It speaks to all people, and if something makes you feel something, it makes you feel something. It doesn't matter what kind of clothes you're wearing.
Exactly, and also doesn't matter what kind of feeling it is either. I mean, music can make you feel. I mean, the beautiful thing about music is it makes you feel every emotion you can possibly feel. And I mean, angry is probably not the best one, but it depends on if you're listening to it because you're angry. So
blood for blood.
But if it hits you, it hits you, and
exactly. I mean, if something,
I don't care
if it inspires you even if you listen to something that you absolutely detest and it makes you so mad that it inspires you to get up and do something else, then that's great.
Exactly. That's a good way to look at it too, you know. And I mean, like as a musician, I'm just happy that anybody wants to listen to what I have to say. I don't care what they dress like or what their job is.
100%.
Plus, just because somebody has a good job doesn't mean they haven't been through some shit in their day. Nope. You know, they could have been through worse shit than that fucking train hopper kid. You know, that's
likely probably.
Yeah. You know, I mean, they could have been. You know, they could have fucking. I think that. Everybody, even the people that are so against people judging people, are really good at judging people. You know, there's a lot of people that preach the non-judgmental shit, but they
fucking judge me. It's like that's all you do.
Yeah, you just sit around and go fuck you because you have a suit on, or fuck you because you drive this car. You
well,
know?
It's like the whole, you know, I'm so open-minded and tolerant that I can't handle even having a discussion with somebody who doesn't think and feel exactly the way I do about this particular subject or topic.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, don't judge me, I am judging the fuck out of you.
And then there's like the people that don't understand that. Like, I get into Facebook shit all the time, and I'm like, I'm pretty fucking open-minded about things. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I'm not gonna just be like, you're fucking wrong. Right. I'm just going to be like, this is why I feel this way about something.
There's a reason for it, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for feeling the way you do. I don't give a fuck if you voted for Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck if you voted for Hillary. I don't give a fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not about being right.
No.
It shouldn't be. Anyways, that's a lot of people think. They are unwilling to change their position on something because they feel like it will make them be wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, man, it just means you learned something or you came away with a different perspective.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being wrong either.
Yeah, especially if you were wrong because there was information you didn't have.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you just didn't know.
Or you got wrong information.
Sure, misinformation. That's a big one. There's a lot of misinformation.
It's hard to find out that's the biggest problem with shit these days is you don't know what's bullshit or what's
real.
Know?
Did you know?
Yeah, it's like
where'd you hear that? Like, well, I read it on
Scope or Snipes or whatever the hell that
Facebook told me. Facebook told me something, and it's like, did it fucking tell you that? Okay.
Well, your Uncle Joe.
Well, exactly.
Your Uncle Joe's real smart and all.
Anybody can post anything they want about anything they want, and if some dingbat with an agenda who happens to be tied to some internet publication writes an article about it, suddenly it's fucking news. Mm-hmm. And now you're like, well, I read an article, and it's just like, you know what? Just quit paying attention to the internet, everybody. Yeah. Open your eyes, walk outside, take a good, hard look at the world around you, and make your observational, I don't want to call them assumptions, make your observational assessments based on what you actually feel and see.
Yeah.
And
I think what would make us win more than anything is to stop giving a shit about a lot of things. Really. It's like, it's like, oh, really?
Why do you care so much about things that have nothing to do with you?
Yeah, it's like... Yeah.
People in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho getting all up in arms about the goddamn Black Lives Matter ruining everything for anybody. You see them blocking up that fucking freeway down in Alabama?
Oh, my God.
Did you get stuck in that traffic jam? Or fucking Mr. Aryan Brotherhood up here in God's country. It's like, I got news for you, man.
Beautiful God's country.
Black Lives Matter it's not coming to your town. It's fine. Just let them be.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care that you're up here. Nobody wants to be in fucking Idaho anyway.
Yeah. I got an issue with the homeless population in San Francisco. When is the last time you went to San Francisco? Why? I ain't never been. And there's a reason for that. It's just like, well, then just leave it, man. Just leave it. And the same thing goes for the people who live in Portland, Oregon, who want to complain about the rights of hunters and agricultural farmers in Southern Oregon and Eastern Oregon. It's like, you know what, man? You've never been to my town. You'll never come to my town. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's a problem too, man. And I mean, being from the eastern side of stuff,
you guys get it.
It's been a fucking battle forever.
Yeah.
I mean, they've talked about for years making Eastern Washington and Eastern Oregon a state, and then Idaho was like, "We'll take them." I'm like, "Fuck you, Idaho!" Like, I'm okay if Eastern Washington and Oregon want to get together. I'm okay, but fuck you, Idaho.
I ain't hanging out with the boys.
Yeah. Yeah, I like legal weed, and if we can have legal weed and legal guns, that's fucking.
Yeah, we have the same thing in Southern Oregon where they pick up the state of Jefferson.
Yep.
It's been
Felix Thursday always talks about the great state of Jefferson.
It's been going on for 60 years or something. But there's something to be said.
Hey, Paige, will you go out and shut those dogs up, please?
But
well, just send Paige out there to play with them. They'll probably shut up.
It's probably not even coming through. These mics are pretty.
Yeah, I'm more worried about my neighbors getting pissed.
So there you go. That is more important. Always more important.
Yeah, we're fairly new, so I don't want to fucking piss everybody off like the first 2 months we're here because our dog won't shut up.
But there's something to be said for that, for the idea of the state of Jefferson's like Northern California and Southern Oregon kind of doing its own thing politically, which makes sense because we do tend to be ideologically separate from what's going on in the northern part of the state.
And the population is so great in Portland and Eugene, that whole I-5 stretch.
Well, yeah, Multnomah County, Clackamas County, and Washington County essentially control the political. They control the political landscape for the entire state of Oregon, and so you've got an area that's 30-40 miles wide by 20 miles deep. That's speaking for a state that is, it takes you.
Well, we're huge.
Yeah, it's pretty big state. It takes you, let me think, from the northern border to the southern border, it takes you about 5 hours to drive, 4.5, 5 hours. And that's at 70 miles an hour. And then to go from the coast to the Idaho border, it's going to take you closer to 10.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So I get it, but at the same time, it's just, if people would just quit fucking worrying, like I said, quit worrying so much about what's not directly affecting you.
Get up and go to work.
Do your thing, man. Do you.
Do whatever you gotta do to make your ends meet.
And just be the change you want to see. That's a line I like to use a lot. Like instead of spending all your time and energy yelling about what you think is wrong in the world and screaming about what you think other people should be doing, just get up and do what you think people should be doing and lead by example. And that's the best way, That's how it works. The general who leads his troops into battle is always going to be more victorious than the guy who's sitting in his throne back in the castle, sending out messengers to tell people what to do. It's like, you're not here, man. You don't understand what it's like. You guys need to fight harder. Like, we haven't had food in 6 weeks.
It's always, exactly.
But yeah, so what we have in Southern Oregon, we deal with a lot of the timber industry and a lot of the.
Oh, that was here too.
The timber rights, and so you guys have that out here.
Well, fucking Hebner was a thriving town until the sawmills got shut down.
Right? Thanks, spotted fucking owl.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was so much the owl here. I don't know if it was or not, but that's what everybody blames it on in Southern Oregon, is the spotted owl.
Yeah, that changed the landscape for it in the early 90s for sure.
Yeah, here it was. Same shit, man. They fucking cut down logging so much, and which it's kind of fine to me. I mean, I think it's kind of good to have this happen because it's a good balance. But there needs to be a little bit more of a balance, I think, because they probably would have clear cut every bit of the fucking Blue Mountains if they wouldn't have stopped them.
Maybe, but they do things differently now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've come to understand like forest management and resource. It's resource management. If you're a timber company, if you're Roseburg Forest Products, like you have a vested interest in making sure that the healthy
fucking plant some more trees.
Yes, you have a vested interest in making sure the forest is healthy and thriving, because if you run out of resources, then you're out of business.
I think a great example of the negative effects of not logging is fucking the whole I-84 last summer.
I wanted to talk about that yesterday, and I kind of got off on some tangents and I didn't. But driving along the Columbia River Gorge and seeing where all that was it the Eagle Creek fire? Mm-hmm. All the damage that was done along right near Multnomah Falls and stuff. It's
because they didn't clear cut that shit.
They didn't do any of it because it was all protected wilderness land, and they weren't managing the undergrowth. Mm-hmm. And so as soon as that fire started, it just took off.
Yeah, just some punk ass kid with a
firecracker, and it just it did some pretty gnarly devastation. Yeah. It's nice to see regrowth and stuff coming back. Some green, there's a lot of black trees.
When I drove down it, it's not as bad as I expected it to be. I expected it to be a fucking hell of a lot worse.
Well, there's a lot of it we can't see from the
road. Because it's all on the back of the hill.
But there's a lot of regrowth that's helping. But man, there a lot of black, a lot of scorched earth, and it's just like that's gonna take.
Yeah, you gotta take care of that shit.
Well, and I've seen it. I mean, there's areas between Eugene and Bend as you come up over
the Ochicos,
Sandy Am Pass up there. There's there was
no, that's not the Ochicos.
No, it's just the Cascades.
Yeah.
But Sandy Am Pass up there, I remember going to a summer camp. The one time I ever got to go to a summer camp, and it was this thing called Big Lake, and it's Big Lake Summer Camp up there near the ski bowl, Hoodoo Ski Bowl, and I was lucky enough. A friend of mine's grandpa paid for me to go with him, and they had a whole race that was around this like burned area. They called it the Burn Run. And this was in 1992, 91, 92, something like that. And I remember seeing the devastation of the burned out area from that forest fire then. And I don't even know how long it had been before that happened. But here we are, it's 2018. And, so that's, what is that? That's 18 and 30 or 26 years later, and it's still, you drive through it and it looks like it got burned down last year. And so it takes a really long time for that stuff to really regenerate and come back.
I'm surprised there's been more mudslides this year either, because that's actually not the first time the gorge has caught on fire. When I was younger, me and my grandma were going to Portland, and fucking the gorge caught on fire when we were on our way down.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you could see the first night we drove down, it was probably 11 o'clock at night. We'd take off after my grandma got out of work, and then we'd drive to Portland to see my great grandparents, and you can see the glow behind the mountain.
Damn.
And my grandma's like, I'm pretty sure there's a fucking fire. And like by the time we came back, you can see the helicopters dipping the water buckets in the Columbia, and so. But the year after that, there were mudslides so bad. I mean, it's still down by Celilo. I think you can still, I don't know if you still can see it, but for the longest time, there was a house that was like off its foundation and cut in half.
Yeah.
That was from that mudslide.
Okay, I know that house.
There was a huge mudslide there. I'm surprised there hasn't been more mudslides this year.
Jeez. Oh, well, we got off on another tangent.
Yes, we did.
That's how it works, man.
Yeah, no, that's what I like. That's how I like to do shit on my stuff, anyway.
Freeform conversation here. But so to bring it back to the festival, Ruckus in the Boonies, we were talking about last night. You were talking about the potential of possibly, doing it somewhere in Southern Oregon or somewhere just closer to I-5, because I think that's been one of the drawbacks to it. The hurdles to a higher attendance rate is that it's far out here. Between Portland and I guess you'd go this way to get to Boise, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's not much in between Boise, Idaho, and Portland, Oregon. So you're on that trip, but there's not a lot of people who are making that trek between Boise and Portland on I-84. So we're you're out here off the beaten path quite a bit. And so a lot of folks, if they're going to come out to the West Coast, they're going to want to do an I-5 run.
Yeah.
And so the idea of maybe bringing Ruckus and the Boonies to a Boonies closer to the Interstate 5 would be a potential change.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at. So if any of you guys listening to this, you can think of a good place to put it. Fuck private property. I don't give a shit. We can work something out.
There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot. I know there's a million fucking Grange halls and the
one thing I am worried about though is we get a bit of people from Montana that come in. And that's probably 4 or 5 more hours worth of drive for them. So hopefully they still would suck it up and make the trip out. I think a lot of them go to Portland though and see their friends and stuff.
I was gonna say if you're gonna come this far, because from here to Montana is a bit of a trek, isn't it?
Well, some places, Missoula's only like 5-6 hours away.
I guess that's true. It's not too
through
bad.
Spokane.
Yeah, that's right. You can help through
Spokane's like 3.5 hours from here.
Pullman and Moscow and all that stuff. Yeah, I've done
Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that run before. It's not that bad.
No, but if you're getting over in the Bozeman area and then the fucking Billings area, it's a bit far.
Sure. But realistically, if you were going to be in south on I-5, it might almost, if you're coming from Missoula,
because you can come from down. Yeah, you can shoot down.
Well, it might almost be cheap. It might even be cheaper for them to just fly from Missoula to Portland and then rent a car and come down or whatever. Because I know that you can get tickets into Portland pretty cheap, and gas doesn't seem to be getting any cheaper.
No, it doesn't. But yeah, it was doing pretty good for a while. But
so, how long have you been doing Ruckus?
This is our 5th year.
This will be the 5th year?
Yeah, I've been. This is the 5th one. I mean, we're trying to expand it, do more things too. So it's smaller shows and clubs, and trying to just get our brand out there and do more with it than just one festival a year, you know. And we've got the label too, with a lot of artists are hopping on the label, and that's good. We've got a lot of releases coming out this year. I think the Stoned Evergreen Travelers are actually in the studio right now as we speak. So
nice. They're a lot of fun. They have a really interesting sound.
I like to say they're like my little engine that could. I picked a good horse to bet on there.
They are definitely involved in almost everything.
They are, and they are such great people. And that makes a world of difference, you know. I mean, you can have a great band, but I'm not going to want to deal with you if you're assholes, you know. And people want to be around the Travelers. They want to hang out with them, you know, because they're nice people, and they don't treat people like shit, you know. They're fun to be around, just good-natured folks, you know.
Yeah, they seem to be. I've met them a few times, and I've never had anything bad to say. And their music's fun too. Like it's an interesting dynamic. It's four people in the band, right?
Yeah, there's Misha as fiddle player.
So we got a chick playing an overdriven fiddle.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool sounding.
Yeah, she's also in a metal band called Witchburn out of Seattle. And she does a lot of work for KISW up there too.
I didn't know that. Cool.
And then you got TJ on bass.
Chick upright bass player.
Yeah.
Go girls.
Then you got Kevin on lead guitar and vocals, I guess, and rhythm too, I guess. He's just an all-around fucking badass guitar player.
Not a chick.
And then you got Frey. That's debatable. Frey's on drums. He could go either way. But yeah, I mean, they're just great people to be around. There's not hardly an ounce of negativity in that band, you know.
That's good.
And it's natural too. It's not like forced positivity, you know.
It's because all that time they spend hanging out with Honeycutt.
Probably. I don't know. Honeycutt, I think it's even more natural than Honeycutt though. As much as I fucking love Honeycutt, and we're doing something with Honeycutt too.
Nice.
And he, oh man, the release we're doing with him, it fits us for sure. Like. Because it's not, like, as positive as his normal shit. It's fucking dark.
Is it a solo deal?
Yeah, it's, he did a bunch of instruments on it. It's called Last Fallen Leaf. And it's like, the way he set it up, it's like one track. It's almost like a rock opera.
Oh,
front to back. And it's not like anything he's ever done.
Huh.
You can tell it's him in pieces, but there's parts where you can't even tell it's Honeycutt. It is fucking dark.
When can we look forward to hearing that?
Hopefully, we're looking for a Ruckus in the Boonies release, so hopefully we'll have it. Nice. I think it's on. I think he went ahead and released it on Bandcamp and a few other places, so you could probably find it online someplace.
Last Fallen Leaf?
Yeah. Ooh. But we're going to release it officially through us. Because we were going to re-release 99 Lives, and I was like, I want to release this like properly. Because he's making like bootleg copies of it right now. Like,
no, that's cool.
Just burning them and shit. So I was like, let's fucking do it right. Let's fucking put it out.
Well, James Honeycutt.
Yeah.
He lives in Port Orchard, doesn't he?
Yes, Washington? Sir, yeah.
Cool. He's a fantastic instrumentalist as well as a singer. Voice of an angel. And one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. But he's a really, really talented musician. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his positivity isn't like an art though. I mean, it's just like the Travelers are just like fun natured, like outgoing. Like I don't know. It's like kind of hard to explain. Like
a little less zen.
Yeah. That's the best way to put it. It's like Honeycutt's like work to try to get on his level, and like I love being around him, and he's such a foundation for me in some ways. But like at the same time, like I can be like, I don't want to be that nice right now. And he's like, it's okay, buddy. You know, like, I don't have it in me. I'm a prick.
You almost feel like he's fucking with you?
Yeah. He's just like, it's all right to be hateful sometimes, you know? Like,
but he's like,
I just choose not to.
He says that to you in like the kindest, most loving, compassionate voice ever.
Yeah. Oh, he's rang my ass a few times too about things, but you know, he needs to.
That's funny.
I think he understands when to leave me alone about shit and when to fucking let me know I'm doing something wrong, you know.
So where can people go to check out any releases or information about Ruckus in the Boonies or tickets or anything like that?
RuckusandTheBoonies.com is good. I mean, I encourage people to follow us on Facebook too. That's where a lot of our news comes in, because it's like
it's an easy platform to deliver information to people.
TJ from the Travelers does our website, but I mean, I can't have her updated every time I have something to say, you know. So anytime something new happens, usually it's on Facebook. And for some reason, I'm having issues with the event page, and I was having issues with the last one too. So like, people are saying they're not seeing notifications when I post stuff. So I made a new event, and I almost feel like regretful that I did, because it's almost worse now. So like, our likes are like really down right now, and our attention's like really down now.
This microphone cord's making a funny noise.
Is it?
I don't know if it is. It might not be.
Oh, maybe it's my. Is it my chair?
No, it was like a little bit of it.
Oh, okay.
I might just be being overly particular.
But you can get tickets there. You can look at any of our releases, which right now I think the only two things we've got online as far as album releases are the Traveler's last one and mine, which is actually was released on Splatterhouse Records. So yeah, I think that's all we got right now.
Okay.
Felix Thursday just wrapped up his with Jack Gibson from Exodus.
Nice.
So he's tying things up on that. It's sounding really good. I mean, I wouldn't expect Felix to hit the road or do anything hardcore with it. You know, it's just an album that's got some good songs on it that I'm going to put out. And then all the three of these albums are going to probably drop around the same time. So
right on.
Then the Travelers are in the studio now, and Felix is almost wrapped up, and then Honeycuts are just kind of going to do the art for it and put it out. So
nice. So you can all look forward to this stuff right around July then. Yeah. Right on. At ruckusandtheboonies.com.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have them all for sale there. And yeah, you can check out everything at ruckusandtheboonies.com. There's 2 pages. One for the label. This is like, it's got all the information of everybody that's on it. And then we got the festival, which is, we got tickets.
Sweet. And you're looking at you've done some booking for other people, right?
Yeah.
Type stuff before.
Yeah, I've been booking I've been booking tours pretty regularly I booked a tour, and I just got done booking the second one for Billy Don Burns. He's an old singer songwriter. Done some time in prison.
Looks like it.
Wrote some songs for Willie Nelson, and
nice.
Most recently Cody Jinks and Coulter Wall have been buying his songs from him.
Cool.
Done a lot of work with Johnny Paycheck too, I believe. There's a lot of guys that he's done.
And he played Ruckus last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I remember. I mean, I know I was there. I'm just right.
He said he played Ruckus last year. He won't be there this year, though.
Dude blew me away, man. His music was good, and I enjoyed his set. But that motherfucker walked around all weekend in leather chaps and a leather jacket with a scarf around his neck. It is so fucking hot out here. And he's just like committed. He's committed to the identity, I guess. I don't know. I was like, good Lord, I'm warm, and you are wearing leather pants.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been pretty good. And then I started, through him, I started booking Josh Morningstar. I'm actually booking some stuff for, I'm probably going to say the fucking name wrong. I always do. It's kind of a tongue twister is why. And you're going to laugh. I think you know who they are. The Teton Street Corner Band?
Oh, Tione.
Tione is how you say it? Fuck, I've never even heard anybody say it. So it's Tione?
Tejon.
Yeah,
it's
Tejon Street Corner Thieves, right?
Yep, Tione Street Corner Thieves.
Yeah, that's right. See, and then I always fuck it up too. Just even saying it, like, I was always fucking up somehow. And I've never known how to say it, so I always sound like an idiot.
Tejon.
Yeah.
Tejon, man. Yeah, unless they're doing it differently and I'm wrong.
Probably not. No, you're probably.
We're the Tijon Street Corner.
No, you're probably fucking right. And I'm just an idiot.
They're great, man.
Yeah, they're good.
They're a lot of fun.
So I'm going to book a few shows for them, and then we'll see how that goes. Because, the Connor was talking to me about getting too overwhelmed with booking because they've been picking up so much steam, so that'll be good. And I'll mix it up a bit. And then Sam Bones hit me up yesterday, and we're talking about doing something with her. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I got to get back to work soon, so, I mean, I'd like to go back to work part-time and concentrate on doing my own shit, but...
Wouldn't we all?
Yeah, but...
Anybody got any part-time work for $85 an hour? That'd be awesome.
So, hopefully, that'll all work out, and I can take on as much as I want to, because, I mean, just booking Billy and working full-time, we're doing 312s, you know?
Yeah.
Just booking Billy and doing 312s is, like, becoming an issue, you know? It's like...
So what kind of a roster are you looking to work with? Like, are you wanting to stick mostly with like the outlaw country folk type acts, or are you looking for like the Travelers are obviously they're a rock band, man.
Yeah. So, they've got they've got a little bit of enough of a roots mix to it that I think that it works though. And the Travelers right now are so self-made that I don't even need to fucking book them.
Well, okay, I was using this as
yeah. I mean, I help them a little bit, but for the most part, whenever they book stuff, I mean, they wrap it up.
They take care of whatever they're taking care of.
Yeah.
So are you looking then for like if you were an artist who's listening to this and wants to reach out to you about possibly having you work with them for booking, what kind of a person would you be hoping to get in contact with?
I want somebody. My main goal is I don't want bars to be losing money on fucking events, but I know what's fair.
We need $500. He's probably going to draw 7.
Yep. And we need a motel room with that. You know, it's like no, like let's be fucking real about shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the basic. Like Billy Dunn's worth $500 on a fucking weekend. You know, on a weekdays probably not so much. You know, and he understands that. So it's good. I just want people to understand what they're fucking worth, pretty much. You know, and as far as music types go, I'm pretty open to just about anything. Probably not so much like metal. I mean, because I think the beautiful thing about this scene is a lot of things kind of connect together at times. You know, we've got a lot of, the roots bluegrass shit and the fucking gypsy kind of stuff and the one-man band stuff can all kind of coincide together. I mean, the outlaw country stuff is kind of its own beast, but I mean, so there's a lot of stuff there's a lot of places I book Billy Dunn that I don't think I could book other people at.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I'm down to do whatever.
Yeah.
I want to open up a gate of people that a good relationship between venues and artists is the biggest thing.
Cool. And I saw on your Facebook that you had mentioned something about you were looking for people who have both a little bit of experience and ambition.
And I think that's kind of what comes along with it. Like if you think you're worth $1,000 and you're drawing 10 people, there's probably no fucking experience. I'm sorry. If you're listening to this and you hear that, you might want to reevaluate yourself because, you know, the fact of the matter is bars can't stay in fucking business paying people that kind of fucking money. And if that bar can't stay in business, that means I can't send another fucking band there.
For sure. Oh, you were saying that if you think you're worth $1,000 and you are only drawing 10 people to your shows, like, well, we're going to go on tour. We need to make $1,000. I mean, you don't have a ton of experience.
Yeah, no, and I think it just depends. You just know what you're worth, man. If you're drawing what like the goddamn galas are, fuck yeah, you're worth some fucking money. Yeah. You know,
well, and just be real with yourself.
Yeah. Don't undercut yourself either.
Yeah,
and you got to demand something of people if you're going to go out and do it.
If you're worth $500, don't play $50 shows.
Exactly.
If you're worth $50, don't act like you're fucking needing $500 for a show.
Yeah, go and try to make yourself worth, more.
Yeah, and it's not about how good you are or how good you aren't. You can be fucking phenomenal, but if nobody knows who you are because you haven't put yourself out there, you just haven't hit the road, you haven't cut your teeth, people aren't going to come to your shows. The people who do end up at your shows might be super stoked and thoroughly enjoy themselves, but if they don't know who you are, they're not going to come see you. That's just the way it works. And it's not your fault, it's just how it is. You do need exposure in order to get yourself known.
I mean, if you work in a regular job, you're not going to start out in management if you don't have any fucking experience. You know,
right? Exactly.
Start out cleaning the fucking toilets.
You're gonna show up and you're like, I can do a lot of things, and your boss is gonna be like, that's great. I need you to wash dishes until you can prove to me that you can do other things.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just how it works. That's just how.
You gotta want it, man.
It works in the working world.
It's not a pretty fucking world, and I've seen people do it for. Fuck, I've been doing this for 10 years now. Pretty damn close to it. And I've fucking seen people come and go, and I've seen people that are still here that are still making the same exact amount of money they were when we were doing it 10 years ago.
Word.
Yeah, you know, that's just the reality of shit, you know?
Yeah. Well,
if you love it, you keep doing it. If you don't, fuck it, you know?
You got to be willing to work for it, you know? I see a lot of people, I know a lot of people who are incredibly talented, and I would love to see performing on a larger scale, but they never will, just because they either don't have the drive or the desire or the ambition or the gumption or the moxie, whatever you want to call it. They just don't have the wherewithal about them to put themselves into a higher echelon of performance. And so they're going to be, doing open mics at local shows and stuff for the next 30 years if that's what they want to do. Yeah. And some people are perfectly fine with that. And other people will get frustrated to no end that somebody isn't showing up on their fucking trailer door with a fucking record deal.
And another thing too, there's another thing. If you don't have a fucking record, don't bother. You know, it's like I can't present you to shows with just YouTube. Like people want to see something a little professional.
And it doesn't take much to make a record anymore.
No, not anymore. That's the big thing. It's like, it does not take
much. Go buy a
$200
used laptop, download a free audio editing software program like Audacity or GarageBand or something like that, and by yourself. I mean, you can buy those little USB interfaces for next to nothing anymore.
Yeah. Well, fuck, you can find some fucking student fucking record producer, give them $1,000. You know, go out and play enough live shows or work a job to save up $1,500.
But I mean, if you wanted to do it, you could do it yourself. You know what I mean? You can spend $500 and get all the equipment that you're going to need to put yourself together a solid little self-made demo. And that's it. That's all you need, you know. And then if you want to get CDs printed, a lot of these CD printing companies don't charge very much.
And it's getting cheaper.
Yeah, it is. And so if you order in higher quantities, you know, I think my last album I did, I ordered 1,000 copies of it, and they ended up costing me like $1.15 or $1.19 each or something like that.
And anymore too. They don't make you order 1,000 like they used to either.
Right,
I mean, they'd be like,
which is nice.
They'd be like, you can have them for $1 a piece, but you have to order 1,000 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays they'll be like, "Fuck, we don't care if you order." I mean, you can pay $1.50 for a piece for 100 of them,
right?
You know,
which is a lot.
They're gonna rape you on shipping, so it comes out to be about $2.50 for. But you know, if you're selling them for $5-10 a piece, you're still pulling a profit.
Yeah,
you know?
that's exactly it. Is you got to be willing. I mean, it's just that age old business adage. You got to be willing to spend money to make money. Mm-hmm. You don't have to spend very much, and you might not make very much, but you got to be willing to put something in if you want to take something out. If you want to get something back, you just got to be willing to put it in. And so, so people who are looking for this, you know, you want people with enough experience to just know the basics, you know how to treat people, know basic venue etiquette, you know, ambition to be willing to go and to tour. If you're going to like, hey, I want you to book me a tour, like, then you better be ready to work and hit the road and drive. And have
figure shit out too. Yeah, in a vehicle. That's another. I think that's another thing I put on there is you need to have a fucking vehicle.
I want to go on tour. All I got is a skateboard. You know, it's not going to work.
Yeah, you
Where's
can't
my bus?
depend on fucking unless you're Tales from Ghost Town. You got to have a vehicle. And actually, he even got a vehicle after a while.
Nick did.
Yeah,
good.
Because when I first met Nick, he was hitchhiking to shows.
Yeah,
like all through Montana.
So funny.
Maybe like. He'll show up, he's hitching a ride from fucking Bozeman to Billings today. Like, fuck, I would have gave him a ride.
That's funny. But yeah, and then just have some, and it doesn't have to be much, man. 3 songs, 5 songs, just have something recorded.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a full length, just something.
And that's just good advice to anybody who's looking to hit the road. If you want to play local shows in your regional area as a musician and you're starting out, you want to get into this industry, you want to cut your teeth, you want to learn the ropes and get into it, by all means, get out there, start hitting the open mics. It's like comedy, man. You got to be an open micer for a long time before you're going to be a feature act, and that's just the way it is. You get out there, you play open mics. You get friends that are touring through to let you open for them occasionally. Mm-hmm. Start working on a few songs, and then you work up to a 30-minute set, and then you work up to a 45 and an hour long, and before too long, then you eventually get to where I'm at. I'm able to carry a 3-hour night, and it's not even hard. I get tired, sure, but it's not. I have plenty of material to play for 3 or 4 hours if I need to.
I used to.
I run out of skin on my fingers before I run out of stuff to play.
Yeah.
But so you start off playing the local shows, playing your local gigs at your local bars, and if you can get your local pub to pay you $50 or $100 to come and play, that's great. I still do that back home. That's like those gigs can be your bread and butter in the off season. I'm still very grateful and fortunate enough to have places like Draper Draft House and O'Toole's Pub and Too Shy Brewing and stuff like that are willing to pay me a little bit of money, to come in and play on a Saturday night, in my own hometown and feed me when I wouldn't be doing anything anyways. Yeah. Make a little extra cash to just get me through the week. But you do that, and while you're playing those local shows, that's when you can start working on, refining the material to put yourself a little 4 or 5 song demo together. But you need to have that demo before you ever even consider the idea of hitting the road in any fashion. Mm-hmm. If you want to play more than 1 or 2 shows out of town, you need to have music to sell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and plus it's something to fucking sell.
It's going to help promote you, to get you in the door in a lot of these venues. They want to know who you are. They want to know where they can listen to you. So having stuff up on YouTube is great. Having stuff up on Bandcamp and Facebook is great. Those are links that you can send to promoters, you can send to talent buyers that they can listen to know who the fuck you are, what you sound like. But having those physical copies of something to sell to the customers for $5, $10 each, it's amazing how much.
And a lot of people understand where you're at. They're like, oh, this guy's this is what he does for a living.
How many fucking $5 or $10 CDs I've purchased that I've never even taken out of the wrapper.
Yeah, and you know how many people fucking give me $20 bills for a $5 CD and just tell me to keep the change.
Yeah,
but they might not do that if I didn't have something there to offer.
They wouldn't be as inclined to just drop a 20 in your guitar case but if they come up and they have a moment of your time and talk to you and get to understand you as a person as well as a performer, and take a little piece from the show. They buy your little 5-song EP, they have you sign it, they give you a tenner, keep the change, or whatever. That happens. You're right. That happens a lot. And that wouldn't happen if you were just stuck up on the stage with a tip jar out at the edge with nothing to offer. It's true.
You gotta at least, if you're a band too, you gotta have at least one talker in the band that's like the person that anybody can go to. The guy that you steer the drunks to.
Oh, yeah. This is a customer service representative.
Yeah, this is a customer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I'm that guy.
I was gonna say, if you're a one-man show, though, you gotta be that guy. And I think that's where I lack, really. It's like, especially now that I'm getting a little bit older and I'm not as serious about it as I used to be. I'm more on the business side of things now and less on my own music, which is kind of sucks sometimes. But like now I go out to the show and I'm just like,
how do I deal with these
I'm
people?
I'm going to go home.
I heard it from McDougal, from Scott McDougal several years ago. And it was really funny. He told me, he said, it was after we did a tour together, and I spent a month on the road with him, driving his little motorhome and selling merch and running sound and guitar teching and opening shows and doing all this stuff. And he's like, you should have a really fantastic job resume when this tour is over. And he's like, you're a driver, you're a customer service representative, you can deal with management, you have retail skills, and he was making a joke about it, but he was talking, he's like, for seriously though, he's like, I think the next time I apply for a real job, I'm not even going to do a job. Like, I'm just going to list a resume that has like all of my skills. And they're going to be like, Jesus Christ, what have you done in your life to acquire all these skills? Like, I was an independent professional musician. And then it's amazing what you have to do. Self-promotion, PR, graphic design.
Yeah.
marketing, all of it.
I gave a speech to the high school kids last year because there's like only other musician in town was probably busy actually working. And so the ag teacher actually, ironically enough, got a hold of me and was like, hey, I got this kid here, and it's like career week, and everybody's got to pick a person from their chosen career path that they want to go on, and this kid can't find a musician. Will you come in? I was like, fuck yeah, I'll come in and talk, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But my buddy Jody was joking. He's like, this is going to be like that scene off Talladega Nights where Ricky's dad comes in. Like, I'm Dog by Harris. I'm an amateur tattoo artist and a semi-professional musician. But anyways, long story, even longer. I love telling that part of the story. But that's what, I mean, I told him, like, you'd be amazed. Like, if you think that being a musician is learn how to play guitar and write some songs, like, you're wrong.
Yeah, it's not. There's so much more to it than
and
that.
You can go to school if you want. I mean, and I'm not stupid about college because I think it's kind of a trap sometimes. But if you do choose to go to college, there's skills you can take from there.
Yeah, well, dude, I mean, there's
business.
There's a huge difference between being a songwriter and being a working musician.
Oh yeah. There's a big difference.
And if you're like, I just write songs, and then
sometimes that can be more profitable.
I put them down and then I sell them to people, but like, I don't want to tour, and that's like in the comedy world or in the movie world or whatever. The difference between somebody who's a road comic or a performing artist, a theater musician, or somebody who writes screenplays, writes jokes for a TV show or something. It's not a job you take home with you, but as a working musician, it's like you're never not on the clock. Mm-hmm. You're always on. There's always an email or a message or this. You're constantly thinking 3 months ahead. If you
start sweating about 3 months ahead.
But if you're just a musician who writes songs or plays guitar or something, or a studio musician, if someone calls you to say, "We need you to come in and lay a lead track for this guy." Oh, okay. Or like, hey, we need those 6 songs that we asked from you. You're like, oh yeah, I've been working on it in my off time.
Yeah.
But and the other thing too is it's just for folks who have never been on the road, like being a touring musician, it's not all about like. It's not Motley Crue, man.
No.
It's not all about snorting cocaine off of strippers. I mean, some of it is. No.
There's some good nights.
There's fun to be had, but it's a lot of work. A lot of hard work. And there's a real good reason that a lot of people burn out and don't make it is because they hit the road, and they hit the road hard, and they expect it to be a nonstop party for a month, and they get 4 days in, and they realize they can't do that. That's a long time to do that.
Well, that, and I mean, you can, but like, it develops problems, and like you said, like, especially when you're a band like most bands we work with, there's no roadies. You pack your own shit in.
Yeah.
It's manual labor.
Yeah.
Then you sit in a van for fucking hours while you drive and hope to God nothing breaks.
Right. And you can't be hungover.
No.
From the night before, if you got to get up and drive yourself 7 hours to the next gig.
You spend 3 hours waiting for the show to start. Then you spend 2 hours at the end of it waiting to get fucking paid. Right. It's like by the time you get anywhere to get any kind of sleep, it's 4 o'clock in the morning.
And you got to be on the road at 10 a.m. to get to the next show.
Exactly.
It's not.
It's grueling.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It is grueling, and there's a reason that I look and feel and sound the way I do when I get done with a 6-week run. Mm-hmm. It's because like I'm fucking over it every time, and I'm self-aware enough to know that like every time I go out on the road and do a long tour, especially the ones overseas, I'm on the brink of fucking throwing in the towel and quitting all of it and telling Acousta Noir to fuck off. I'm gonna be a welder again and I'm just going to go back to work at the mill. I'm going to be a millwright. I'm going to do my 40 or 50 hours a week. I'm going to get a 401k.
Yeah, because it's like Hayes Carl says, there's in this line of work, there's no one retires, I think is how he puts it. I mean, there's no.
Well, you don't get to punch out, man. That's the other thing is there's no punching out at the end of the day. Like, what'd you do at work today? Like, I don't fucking know.
No health benefits, and if you are a musician, you fucking need them.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to live here in the state of Oregon and be smart enough when I do my taxes to make it look like I make not enough money to pay for anything.
Yeah.
So I get health insurance for free, I guess.
Cool.
Free. It's not great, but I mean, I can go to the doctor if I need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it is. It's a hard life. It's a hard life, and it takes it out of you. And like I said, every time I don't know, I can't even tell you how many times I've thought about hanging it up and just being like, it's not worth it. Yeah. It's not worth it. And then something happens, and you're like, it's so fucking worth it.
Yeah.
So goddamn worth it.
Maybe it's all gonna come together finally.
Maybe. You know, and the peaks are nothing without the valleys. And so you have to remember that. But it's a lot. There's a lot to it, man. There's a lot to it for sure. But we just keep on trucking. I guess that's all we can do, right?
Yeah. Speaking on trucking, what time is it?
Yeah, I better hit the road. It's 10 after 5. I gotta get up to Hamley's up there in Pendleton's about an hour or so away. And
a little
hour and 15 minutes. I figure if I get there by 6:30, that'll give me enough time to load my shit in. Have some dinner.
Are you doing your own sound tonight too?
Yeah, I just got my little Fender Passport PA that I bring with me, so it's easy peasy. I don't start till 9, so I got a few hours to get up there and chill out a little bit, eat some dinner, say hi to all the cowboy folk.
Fuck, Pendleton is doing a really good job at like becoming a little more diverse, though. You know, like.
Dude, for sure.
They are. I'm starting to really dig that town a lot. Like, I find myself going there just to fuck around. It's all the weed shops help. You know?
my first introduction to Pendleton was, what was that, 2013? Dude, back in 2013 with McDougal on that run we were doing, we were on the way back. Pretty sure we were on the way back. I'm almost positive it was like the end of the tour.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think so, though. And we played at the Great Pacific.
Yeah, I love the Great Pacific.
And, Ken's
a great guy.
Super nice guy. And I was so taken aback by...
Yeah, well, the second you walk in there, you're like, where am I?
Oh, I was totally expecting, like, you know, dead animals and lassos and fucking mechanical bulls and
you walk in there
with a lip full of
super
chalk.
nice beer everywhere and
it
fucking
was
great pizza.
And they were very cosmopolitan for this area.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, I was like, oh, okay, there are different... There's a lot of diversity for being such a small community area out here. Mm-hmm. And I made some really good friends that night, and then I played there a couple more times, and then I got introduced to the folks at Hamley's through Grayson Dean, who used to perform under the moniker the Whiskey Barrel Rocker. He hooked me up with the folks at Hamley's. I guess they had asked him to perform something, and he was like, I can't do it, but I know a guy who might. And so I got in with them, and they've been great. I've been doing the bike rally for them in the summer every year for the last couple of years now. I'll be doing it again this year. Same weekend as Ruckus. So we get a Friday in Pendleton, a Saturday in Hittner. But it's even there. I was coming in expecting to be playing for bikers and cowboys, and it's like, you know, one of the girls that's running, I don't know if she's managing, I think she's doing some management for the bar inside, is a chick that I've actually known for a couple of years who used to work at this fucking ferry bar in Ashland, Oregon called Oberon's that I used to play at all the time. She's like, yeah, I used to work at Oberon. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing here? She's like, you know, came out here. I think she used to live here or something like that. But it's, you know, Ashland hippie working at the bar in Pendleton, Oregon. And it's just, there's nice folks all around.
Yeah,
and I've met a handful of gay people. I've met a couple of trans folks. I've met black people in Pendleton. It's crazy, I know. But no, it is. Like, it's not as cookie cutter white bread.
No, people really think because of the Roundup and everything else. And and I think that Pendleton as a market has been trying to get away from it a little bit too.
Right.
They don't want to abandon it because it's been a bread and butter for years, but they want to be like, hey, we're not fucking ignorant fucks.
Well, and that's the thing is like it's not a knock on the redneck.
No.
Just because you're a cowpoke
doesn't mean you're a piece of shit.
Exactly, and that's something that a lot of people don't get.
Yeah,
They see some dude with Wranglers and cowboy boots and a cowboy hat.
They get more scared than they do when they see a guy in a mohawk.
Yeah, you know? They see that guy driving a big old diesel Ford pickup, and they're like, "Oh my god, that guy probably
has a lynching rope. And
he's got a collection of nigger skins or something like that. No, dude, he's just a guy, man. He's just. I mean,
he just works on a ranch. That's why he's got a fucking big truck
for
and
real. And like this is just the life he's always known, and it's just he ain't no different than the guy who's living the life that you've always known.
Yeah,
these are good folks, and that's the unfortunate. That is the
stereotypes go more than one way.
And then it's like to say there are racist assholes in every walk of life.
Yeah, there sure are.
I have been shockingly affronted by the things that I've heard people say in social situations that I was like, what? Whoa, why here?
Yeah.
Really? Like, I mean, you're talking about kids with mohawks or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I've been in situations where you are expecting the political ideology of the entire room to be as far left as it can possibly be.
And it's not.
And somebody just starts spouting off some super hateful stuff, and you're like, whoa, that's crazy. And then you realize that like more people in the room are down with that than you expected. But then again, you'll come out to some place in the middle of nowhere, and you'll be in a room full of presumed hillbillies, rednecks, and your honky folk and trailer trash, white trash, whatever you want to call them, and they are some of the most welcoming, accepting, interesting, curious folks you've ever met. And it's like, just because they don't have a huge diversity in the community that they live in, it doesn't mean that they don't appreciate it or accept it, or that they're willing to understand it.
Yeah, that's the big thing too, is like is getting people to understand it's not as hard as people think. You just got to be open to trying to, I mean, I'm not even going to say educate, but just to accept them for what they are.
Right, and that's it is. If I've found that like I've experienced, and not experienced myself, but have witnessed more hostility coming from those like blue collar, working class, hick type folk, rednecks. I've experienced more or seen more hostility and animosity coming from those types of people being in response to somebody coming at them with an intolerant attitude.
Yeah.
And it's they didn't start anything, but it's like somebody came up to them and was like, you white trash piece of shit. You don't understand anything because you're just some ignorant hillbilly. And they're like, hey, motherfucker.
I'm just trying to have a beer.
I'm just trying to make a living just like the rest of it. Exactly. I'm just trying to live my life just like everybody else. Like, don't be judging me by the way I look, just like I ain't trying to judge you by the way you look. So it is. It's really nice to see that kind of stuff. But Pendleton, I've been really amazed. It's a great community, and it's not that I expected anything different. I just didn't know. Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect the first time I came here.
Probably not. Yeah, I mean, you just hear about the roundup, and that's it, or whiskey, Pendleton whiskey
and
roundup.
A tiny town with a huge rodeo, and you're like, oh, this ought to be interesting. And you get out here, and everyone's awesome. They're great, and they got as much of an interest in having a good time as anybody does.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And they've got a same amount of ratio as assholes to good people than the city does.
For sure.
It's just, I think it's a little more noticeable out here because there's not as many people, It's like, there's racist fucking assholes in Portland and Eugene. Fuck. Yeah. And Springfield, Oregon, it's got a fucking white supremacy gang it has since I fucking lived there, It's
Springfield's interesting.
Yeah. So it's fucking everywhere, and Portland's got a fucking Nazi fucking shit going on right now too,
They do.
We don't have any I think we had a Nazi gang in Pendleton, actually. I think there was 5 of them, and I think the fucking cops took them down the second they picked up any steam. So they're all doing prison time right now for doing stupid shit. So
good.
I was going to say, the ones in Portland are still running amok painting swastikas on shit,
The Cowboys right, hey man, we ain't got time for this bullshit.
Like, nah. We have enough problems. Like,
it's funny because a lot of these so-called ignorant rednecks out here they're probably still operating under the guise that somebody flying a swastika flag is being interpreted as like, that's fucking anti-American.
Yeah.
But goddamn it, we kicked your ass in the Second World War.
Exactly. It's like, when the fuck did it become American? You dumb fucks.
Like, hey, my granddaddy died fighting fucking Nazis.
Nazis.
I ain't about to tolerate you Nazis taking up fucking root in Pendleton, Oregon. Get out of here with that German bullshit.
Yeah.
Goddamn communists. Yeah, we should probably wrap this up. So,
it's been...
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for driving all the way out here and hanging out. Hopefully you had a good drive.
I did. It wasn't bad at all. I'm looking forward to making it back with the sun not in my eyes.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Cool.
But, big thanks here to Aaron Harris. You can check him out. Dogbite Harris is his musical name. Are you just going by Aaron more now?
Facebook made me change my name, so it kind of just caught on.
Tisk.
Yeah.
You and Def should start a club.
Me and who?
Def. My buddy Def Defiant over there in Belgium. Nobody calls him David, but that's his name, and he had to change it.
Yeah.
Facebook wanted to see
proof. After fucking 5 years of being on Facebook, 7 years of being on Facebook under Dogbite, they were like, I tried everything I could to keep it too, and they were like, nope.
That's not your real name.
Fuck you. And I think my Facebook has had problems since then. So
they targeted you. Zuckerberg's after you.
I feel like it.
It's the Jews. It's the Jews. You hear that? Everybody, the Jews. I can say that because my mom's doing the Israel thing.
Was doing the Israel thing.
She is. But, all right, man. Well, on behalf of myself and Dogbite Harris here, take it easy, suckers. We'll see you next time.
All right, cool.